Hello, welcome to the semifinals of the Allies Release Tournament. Playing here against jakkdl. I don't really know how you're supposed to pronounce that, but that's what I'm going with. And on the other side of the bracket, we already know who's in the finals. It'll be Topher, who defeated Aku on their side of the bracket. So this again follows the same format as the previous matches. We start with one allies required and then go up from there. One allies card, one ally required, always. Family of Inventors. We have price reduction. May stick it on modify even if it. This is one of those where the split can potentially impact what things are available to people, but Family of Inventors is always a little bit tricky in the sense of how do you get value out of it that your opponent isn't getting value out of, even if it's just for a shuffle or something. Otherwise, there's not. You have stuff to do. It's just not incredible, just because the draw is pretty bad. You're basically just masterminding like border villages or underlings, I suppose. Because I mean, you can of course mastermind poachers as well, but there's a good chance they become OACs before the end. So I can actually double modify here because of the order. I don't know if that's worth it or not, but probably is. I mean, certainly thinness here is a big deal because of the lack of draw. And this is an instance where I guess it's not totally clear that modify is better than silver, but probably it is. I mean, I guess, yeah, it's got to be. But this is an instance where I get to put two things into the two modifies into the shuffle, but my opponent only gets one. Now, of course, they'll get to probably catch up with that quite quickly, but assuming I don't have my modifies hide, it could be a real tempo boon here. I don't know about third modify for me. We would really rather get up to 6 at this point now. I'm inclined to take a silver rather than a third modify, I think. But would have loved to get a poacher over silver actually, but didn't happen. There's sort of a funny, I guess depending on how it goes, there may be some funny interaction where it's to your advantage to like do some trash for benefit stuff on your turn, and then, I don't know, if you have an underling, use a token to, I don't know, make border villages cost less or something. That may be to your, I mean, there's a dream draw here. I would rather, if the modify's on top, I would rather cantrip a copper and then remodel into a poacher. So I'm going to go for that. I mean, the alternative is wow. It doesn't increase the odds of trashing 2 cards. It just sort of changes. I mean, there is still, I think I just would rather give myself a shot at 6 or even 5. Plus, the poacher is quite nice with masterminds. They do get a third modify, which I don't think is terrible, but not terrible by any stretch, really. Now we know we can play. I do have to think a little bit about whether we do a poacher versus an underling, just because of basically just because of Oasis considerations. Because the piles aren't going to go at some point. And you may still kind of desperately need the draw. Maybe we split the difference here, do one underling, one poacher. The other option is to do a modify, I guess. I can do that. I can see that, actually. We modify and poacher. It could be modifying underling. Now we're going to kind of live and die by who plays masterminds quicker. So obviously my hand already looks good, and jakkdl's may. We just don't know yet. And then we do have poacher down in here, so we have a good shot at getting back around to the other mastermind, and we will get to play, or we will get to buy artisan. So this may steamroll a little bit, just because there is a bit of a different, or it at least gives me the half turn, and they don't get a second. Well, they did buy a second mastermind. So yeah, I mean, they're still okay. I guess this can whiff on drawing. No. The other card's a poacher, so it can't whiff on that. And this is actually the better order for me. Okay, so we're gonna do an artisan here. I guess it's pretty easy. So if they have a real good turn here, then it's gonna be, I think I still have the half turn lead. If they don't have a real good turn, then I probably get to a full turn, but they have a real good turn, so we're pretty much, I guess I have the half turn lead is where we're at right now. Gonna have to start looking at remodeling poachers into Border Village and getting like a bandit with it. I guess there's like a world where they can muck with the Border Villages if they think that's to their advantage for some reason, though I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it would be exactly. They could have done. No. They couldn't have. I'm gonna say that they could have done gain and play, but they couldn't quite manage that. There are some limits to your building here because of the They draw issues. But and I guess you don't necessarily have to do bandit. You could just go in for grave robber stuff, but I was thinking you'd do bandit and grave robber stuff. I don't know if you get ritual involved. Probably just worse than doing province stuff. But it's okay. I mean, I guess it's not like necessarily worse, is probably not the way to put it. It might be a little hard to convince yourself to spend a buy on it, but I don't think this is correct. I do think you need to get artisan pretty clearly. So I don't like this. I mean, they can remodel into it, so maybe it's all right. Maybe it's not too bad. I'm sure it's all right. Just a question of how all right is it? You know? Oh, yeah, think about this a little bit. Lots cards modify. I need to play 2 masterminds. So I should focus on doing that at the expense of whatever other things I might like to do. I thought of something that I think I would like to do. I'm not sure it's correct. But and this could go potentially bad. Anyway, this is the plan I conceived of. I'm not sure that it's okay, but all right. Well, we found underlane, so that's a pretty big deal. Otherwise, we would have been. I mean, we needed to find one of underling poacher or border village. So we had like reasonable shots at it. Or even artisan, we probably could have made it work. But this is good. I think if they don't start upping the mastermind plays, they're gonna just run into trouble here with payload difference between us. I think you can just get away with just one. And if I get up to like 6, if I'm playing 3 a turn and they only... Or it could go even worse than that, I suppose. I don't know why you wouldn't take the border village with it. That I don't get, but okay, I guess. I don't understand that. They maybe just forgot. Well, that's my assumption anyway. Where did they put it? They put it on gold. See, that's like a bandit counter, right? Which is fine. I can still work around that. I can put on province if I have to at some point. No, wait, can you put on province? You can't put on province. Never mind. But I can put it on. This is actually really neat. I mean, I really like that actually. I move first on bandit, so then they just throw a token over there. That's actually really, really nice. So unfortunately, we don't find the fortunately we don't find like poacher. Or even like artisan, which we would have been tempted to. Because this is a little sad, right? I mean, I can do maybe some modifying, I guess. Or I could just play... I mean, I still don't hate having golds. Let me think. We've got poacher, artisan down. Is there a world where we get 3 masterminds down? If we do... Yeah, we can still get there. We have to change a modify into one, but... So this isn't necessarily ideal, but... I need to play 3 masterminds. I guess I could have done the silver first, but I think I would kind of like to buy an underling just for the sake of... We can also empty the masterminds, right? We wouldn't play all of them, but we would empty them. That may not be good enough, though, if we don't play them all. There is a way to... do it. Well, there's a couple ways to empty them, really. Let's go ahead and empty them. The band is still perfectly okay. You know what I should do? I should lower the poachers, right? So they can't turn them into border villages. Since I only have 1 and they have more. Maybe we each... No, they have 2, right? I'm not buying anything, so... And the other option is just to lower the border villages themselves, I suppose. This was always the risk of my... This was always a risk of my deck. That I would just draw none of the cantrips. I can try to look at a card with bandit. What I'm more likely to do here is to triple bandit, triple the 2 masterminds, and just pass. Well, I might play the modify on the modify, and we'll see, but I might think about it anyway. I guess they're gonna get Grave Robber probably. Maybe 2. We won the split 6-4 on the masterminds, right? So they only get 1 down for the next turn. I think maybe we didn't. Maybe it was 5-5. Well, I played 3 and I had 2 out. I played 3 and I had 1 in the discard. So yeah, it definitely went 6-4. I mean, if they can't get in, well, they're not going to be. I was going to say, if they can't get in a position of 3 pile, I should still be all right. The golds are obviously a little lackluster, but I can still use them to do some. I mean, I can use them to just buy a province, and I can also use them to do some remodeling stuff, even though it's a little bit worse. So I think I'll probably be okay. Because I don't. The one mastermind turn is going to be paying for jakkdl. It's hard to even draw much, and then and I know I can at least play a under. I mean, one nice thing about what my hand is well, I would have rather just had a full turn. I don't have to worry about the next one. I have a pretty clear path here. And that's it for their. Basically the end. So they still can do single province pretty consistently and likely even some double. We'll see how good their next turn is. If they don't find Underlane or Border Village, though, they're going to be not super happy. Where did they put it? They put it on Bandit. That's reasonable. I don't know if they hit one of their things or not. Is there a good place here? Am I the only one with a poacher now? Yeah, so not poacher. I don't know, is there something? I guess you can, well, you know, if you had a bunch of draw, you could put it on artisans and then artisans could self-empty. But I'm not sure that's it. I'm not convinced there's something good for me to put it on. Kind of think I get just more use out of the remodel stuff in general here. For the most part. I think I just don't. Not at all confident in that, but they have a border village here. The amount of provinces they can take is somewhat limited. I mean, they could go. I guess they could go hard for provinces and then put it on like Mastermind. Maybe. The Bandit was good. And the Gold and the Bandit, those are really nice. I just straight up did not think through that aspect of it. There's no other way to put it. I don't know if I'll have a pile out. I can't be that far from it. I'm getting 6 tripled actions. I can't be. I mean, I can't be that far away from it. They put it on gold. I don't think that's correct. I think they've already done me in for gold, and I think they probably should have put it on Border Village. But we shall see. So what if I was going for piles, what would it be? Like modifies and grave robbers? Most likely. That are it's like border villages and grave robbers. I maybe should have put it on the border village last time. And that would have opened up for me probably a pretty easy border village modify pile out. Anyway, gotta think. I still have one mastermind, one grave robber, and one artisan. If I triple all those, that's sufficient gains already. And plus I get a buy, so there's a little bit of laxity there. And I can chain one of them. I mean, this has got to be the border village, I think. Now I just need to see if it's just kind of already in hand. So like, or if we need to artisan for like one more underling, which is certainly possible. Um, we would be going for Are there border villages in the trash? They're not border villages in the trash. That would be somewhat helpful. The only other thing I could think about trying is like Border Village Duchy as an empty. Do we have enough stuff in hand to do that already? Maybe actually. We can modify 2 golds and a whatever. This maybe already works with that. I need to check it, but so we artisan for 3 duchies. We modify bandit gold into border villages. That gives me 3 more duchies. And then we grave rob mastermind, and poacher. I think that just works already. If they had lowered the border villages, this wouldn't work. But they did not. Okay. I mean, if I had to point to anything, I just really did not like the artisan skip from them. And they had a turn where they could have gotten one. But I also had pretty good draws, so. Alright, I'm first now. What do I click on? 2 allies card. Okay. Leo shopkeepers. After you play liaison, if you have 5 or more favors, +1 coin, and if you 10 or more, you can probably get that to work with the mastermind, but not the mastermind, the guild master. I don't know if it's like worth doing, but you could probably get there. Might be a little hard to get the buys. What things have a lot of types? I guess the old map stuff probably is pretty good for that. And then beyond that, I don't know. I'm gonna open Bounty Hunter, I guess old map. I mean, if you get your guildmaster up to the 10, then maybe you can do garden stuff even. Maybe just have a really fat deck and you can do some Odyssey stuff with that. That could be pretty interesting. I don't know if it would be pretty good, but it could be pretty interesting. Not much of a fan of the temple. No offense, temple lovers out there. I kind of want to try it. I don't know, it's like probably an awful deck, but I kind of want to do it. There's not a lot else going on besides just, I mean, the other thing you can go for is just a um, fairly golden thing that buys a province and exiles it away. That's pretty doable. I don't know if I take Courtier here or Guildmaster. Probably. I mean, even if you do like the Bounty Hunter Menagerie engine, you can work in Garns with that. So that's not too terrible. I mean, I wouldn't say it's terrible at all, but maybe I'll start the Guildmaster. It just, you want to try and do something with the ally. It's more exciting that way. I will be playing with at least 2 Bounty Hunters, though. It's going to be just way too good with Menagerie here. I don't know that I'll ever get into Temple. I kind of doubt it. I mean, if the points look like the play at some point, I guess I can do it. I'm ready to just Bounty Hunter it away. But I don't know. I don't expect the VP there to be super impactful one way or the other. They're really puzzling over the second buy, which I don't think you do Menagerie on the open, so it's really just silver old map. And I would certainly take the old map just to hopefully play the Trasher, or get the double trash more likely. But we'll see. I don't know if something happened. This is sort of approaching. Well, I'm sure I'm overestimating the actual time, but feels like it's approaching that pop-up. Maybe they had a disconnection issue. Well, they're still in voice chat, so I don't know. Maybe it's just a real puzzler. Well, that's. Would they buy Embargo? Embargo is terrible. Embargo is just always terrible. I don't get it. What is the embargo for? Did they have the 5-2? I don't get it. I mean, I guess if you have the 5-2, you were stuck doing something like that. So maybe it makes sense, but. So do I let them have. Do I take away their old map privileges? And then if they don't buy Voyage right now, just take away their Voyage privileges as well. And just be like, I'll be the person with one extra whatever. I could do that. I could be the person. Do I go for the Sunken Treasure? Is it fun to go for Sunken Treasure here? Maybe. That would require me to toss estate here now, but that's okay. I'll get a second bounty hunter here if they don't embargo it. If they embargo it, I'll get a menagerie. I would like to rotate this away. I think having the whatever thing on top is fine. I don't even know what the other one's called. What is it? Distant Shore. Distant Shore. I do feel pretty solidly ahead here. 5-2 is... I assume they had the 5-2. I mean, you wouldn't just buy the embargo, I don't think, without that. 5-2 is a lot worse than the 4-3 here. So, that's not really their fault. Yeah, I guess we still just lose an estate at this point. I mean, there's a little bit of something to be said for what are we looking for here? I mean, if it's the, well, either way, it's gonna be this. We didn't find either of the nice things, but that's all right. Sunken Treasure would have been the nicest one to find, but it's all good. I'll take a Distant Shore eventually, once I have more of this stuff cleaned up. I don't know if I just take... There's no real rush on getting the courtier, so it probably makes sense to prioritize the cleaning up stuff. So either another menagerie or another bounty hunter. Well, I suppose I can't. I'm going to play the bounty hunter, so it can't be another bounty hunter. Could be the temple. That's true. I say to myself. I don't think there's anything that can hurt me here. Wow, the embargo token is... I've never seen the new embargo token. It's sort of hideous. It's like a crow on bubblegum. Yeah, I mean, there's no... I can just get these. I can't get the second menagerie. Then I'm just... I don't know. I'm gonna be in a better position to deal with the curses too eventually, I think. Well, I hope. I'll take menagerie now though. No buy. I don't really. Are there any tri types? I guess the Voyage is the tri type, or the Distant Shore. My Voyage turns will be like, hopefully, like play Sunken Treasure sometimes, and then I can maybe get Menageries on those turns. Or they can just be like buff Guildmaster by a token. Something maybe not thrilling, but pretty good. See if we get this. Nope. Not gonna. Whoop. It happened. There's Menagerie. Menagerie Bounty Hunter. Maybe too many coppers for it to work. Maybe Menagerie Bounty Hunter 3 coppers. 2 coppers we could make it happen, but 3 is beyond us. But even just, play Bounty Hunter is a pretty good turn for me. So I think I'll take Courtier now. And then I guess Temple. Do we even draw? What are the upsides? I mean, I guess the upsides is the 2 coppers are gone. The downsides is the Menagerie's gone. The only cards we can draw that would be really good would be... I guess there are a few. Any of Sunken Treasure, Temple, or Guildmaster are playable. I think Courtier is even technically playable. I just don't know that I'll play it. Did we get a gold? I think we wait to do that. Well, we can't do that in that order, so maybe it doesn't matter. Just whether we want to buy a Menagerie, really. Which we might still want. I can believe it anyway. If we would get to 4, I would take a Bounty Hunter. That would be reasonable. I don't think the gold is very good. But I kind of believe Menagerie is good enough to take there. And they buy Distant Shore, which is fine. And toss copper for sure. Don't rotate. We didn't get around to the good stuff here. That's life. We take 2 Odysseys now. 2 Distant Shores, I mean. Or do we take another Bounty Hunter and just the 1 Distant Shore? Probably we need another Bounty Hunter. Oh, I need to play this. I'll take 1 Distant Shore and then a Bounty Hunter. Yeah, this was kind of the risk we were running here. But it's still all totally fine. Are the guild, do they become non-terminal? Wow. They do. That's gonna be good. What's the last card? Just another copper, or is it something playable? Oh, yeah. Well, I was gonna say I should have left it, but really that's not so clear to me. It's actually not even clear to me that I don't play on here. Like, it's still a lot of good stuff potentially for me to draw. Helpful anyway. Cause like this is good. This is all good. I don't want a gold, really, to be honest. I just don't want it. So we're very, very close to having the guild master activated. The nice thing about the voyage turns here is that they're just like even more than usual. They're like definitely just like cherry on top. They're not mucking with anything else you really would like to do. So we could activate, but we're not going to. We could trash a copper and leave the temple in the deck, or we could play bounty hunter. I guess we could get enough money to do another curse and get the menageries. Do we just take the menageries, or do we get the guild master? I think we can just buy the guild masters later on. I think that'll be fine. I guess we got the points lead, so I don't think the pile out stuff should worry us too much. We have the points lead, the gains. We've got it all. Yeah. Well, this is obviously not. That's actually the wrong thing to toss there. Because I made temple. Anyway, that's not correct. I should have tossed the curse. But it's okay. I'm gonna say it's okay. I could have also, well, there's a few different things I could have done, I guess. Do I have the gardens? I do. Do I need more bounty hunters, or do I need more menageries? This just kind of didn't work out, the deck balance here. Unfortunately, but it was still okay. This is these are the awkward hands. Yeah, you kind of think the bounty hunters will just make the menageries run super smooth, but these are multiple bounty hunters are a little unwieldy. For sure. We can play temple now as our terminal, since the guild masters are non-terminal now for us. I feel pretty good about how I walked them out of stuff here, which obviously just required me getting lucky, but that's the game. We just have one copper left. Yeah, this should be an estate on the another estate that it should be cursed, but whatever. In exile. I don't know exactly what the size of my deck is now. It's probably just 20s right now. Well, it's at least 20s, and this isn't that big of a discard, I don't think so. We probably hit 30s next turn. All right, there's the menageries gone. Obviously we play this first, and then play this, and do this, do this. I don't want golden deck. That's not important to me. This is moderately annoying. We didn't find an estate yet. What can we kill? We probably should kill something we can get back, which here probably means the courtier. I'm gonna say, yeah, it was just a little unfortunate to not draw one of the estates sooner, but not super bad or anything. Maybe should have got rid of Guildmaster over Courtier. Courtier was probably just like strictly better. Actually, they're maybe just strictly the same of what I was gonna do with them because I wasn't gonna take a gold. We could get a couple more voyages. We could probably empty the voyages if we wanted to. I don't know that I care to do that. We can think about it though. Nah, we'll just leave them. We'll just make them fish through the... Where are we at now? Yeah, it's these hands are the annoying ones. And maybe I don't even bounty hunt or anything. I don't have to necessarily. It may just be like, there's not so much to get out of here anyway. And this didn't matter hugely. Well, maybe I do put a, and I can rebuy it. This is a lot of points. And we'll just, I mean, the piles will kind of slowly lower. I mean, I may have a pile out on my turn, but they're not going to be able to score 14 points. And pile out. If I draw, I'll have a pile out. But why I say that? Probably with a voyage, I'll have a pile out. Because the sunken treasure probably can't help me with the pile out. And beyond that, I just have 4 buys. I guess 4 buys into 2. I guess it is enough already. But that's assuming we have a menagerie on top here, which is not guaranteed by any stretch. What do we toss? Just the temple? This deck is really cool. I'm not gonna lie. I should have maybe discarded there for money. That might have been a misplay. I don't know. It depends a little bit on if I'm just. Oh, I have 5. But I have more buys than I thought I had. I mean, there's no special thing about getting the gold here other than boosting my money for no particular reason. Oh. We need $14 is all. We're at. We do need to get a little bit more here, but no, I guess we didn't actually. All right. Okay. Happy with that one? We have now. I guess you can do like potion herb gather. It's not the only buy by any stretch, but yeah, you're gonna need to do pool here just to draw, even though it looks kind of worse than usual. I don't think plateau shepherds will likely matter a lot, though it might matter a little bit. I mean, you might get a guildmaster just for the free 6 points or whatever it is. 3 points. No, 6. Yeah, 6 points because you have the states. And you might end up with a moat, so. Just potion herb gather. I mean, there is a chance of a little bit of acceleration there with the herb gather and the potion. So that looks like pretty easy opening to me. You could do Expedition, I suppose. I think that's quite as good. Sorry. I just step out. I should have pre-moved it. I should have pre-moved the potion. I pre-moved the herb gatherer, but I should have pre-moved the potion when I stepped out. I wasn't thinking. That was stupid of me. I do get double pool on the shuffle, which is cool. They may get like an equivalent of it. I guess I was like, I guess they don't have any money. No, they do. I don't really care if they rotate or not. Particularly. It's funny here, you get if your potion flips, you can just send it now. And also, if your opponent sees your potion, it doesn't. There's some context in which it doesn't really skip it. I don't know how long we do this before we buy cards that aren't Scrying Pool. I don't know if it takes no. I don't know if it takes. I almost didn't even. Well, I guess I'd already tossed the estate, so it was guaranteed. I don't know if it takes hitting. You're not gonna hit. Well, you could, but I was gonna say you're not gonna hit 5 potion. You might hit 5p and then do snowy plus pool. I guess that's possible. Or you just don't see your stuff at the start. That also is possible. Okay, but I'll just draw pool. My pool. I can keep it. This is actually not. It's not obvious to me that you just auto toss here because you have some chance of doing the bigger draw and getting the 2 things, though. I guess that also gives me a better shot of. Obviously, I put the other pool in the shuffle, and then I put these 4 cards that I don't really want in the shuffle, then the herb gatherer, which I do. So maybe it's okay. Still. But I'm not sure exactly how to decide there. It's possible with a stacked deck to actually draw 7p here and be able to do like Capital City Pool, which would be, just wild. So I don't have the herb gatherer in hand, so I can't try. I mean, I guess if I'm really greedy, I can try it. But there's too much stuff in there, and I'll just take the pool. I mean, you can make out better, But they're probably going to see a pool. Well, I still have the two estates. It's like almost all pools down in here, isn't it? Maybe not almost all. I'm not sure. The pool split. I bought a pool every turn, right? Starting turn 3 on, I bought a pool every turn. So I bought 6 of them. So I didn't win that split. I don't know. I mean, it can't be bad here. There's just no way. No way it's bad here. Rogue is not really much of an attack here. Skirmisher does a little bit. Acolyte is not. I don't know. I guess the sorceress is gonna be a bit annoying. How does sorceress work? You can make your odds of getting sorceress right a little higher here with pool. If you've tossed a bunch of coppers before you shuffle. Or just by drawing most of your deck, or capital city. There's ways to make your sorcerer guesses good. Sorceress guesses good. Obviously the key one is harvest, and then you know it's in your discard. They buy skirmisher, not wild about the skirmisher. I mean, capital city to me looks quite a bit better. But what can you do? This last is a pool, right? Yeah. Definitely don't need that. There's not a lot of actions even left in here to draw, so it doesn't. None of this means a whole lot. Other than that, I can buy. Can play the potion. Sure, that's more fun. Do we rotate? Do we go? Do we take it? Take the thingy now? I guess we can take it and see if they hit 5, and then if they don't hit 5, and just send it away. At least have the first shot at doing the curses. Obviously, the other real consideration is the capital city. You can get a little bit out of rogue here because you can target the attack. So it's not... Rogue could do something as well. It's just a little slower. You would need multiples. And the sorceress will probably cause some pain right off. I gotta think. The capital city moat thing is a little bit more robust to hitting 5 right off now. Or just drawing again in general the next turn. It's probably possible to top deck moats consistently if you have 2 of them anyway. I don't know if you take all the steps to make that happen, but I think I'm gonna go with the capital city moat here. I can believe that I should have done the sorceress, though. Like, the capital city looks really good too. No lie. And they just buy a moat. This is gonna be hard for them to win at this point, kind of. In all honesty. I mean, I guess with the last pool, I can try to. Maybe it doesn't matter a whole lot. What do I have in there? 3 coppers. There are 4 cards, right? No. 3 coppers, 1 estate, and a potion. So there are 5 cards. So if we just do it like this, There are some different ways to do this, but well, it doesn't matter anyway. It just doesn't matter. So I think now we do go for the. Well, what they have last hand. I think I'm gonna go for the sorceress now. And then the question is, do we take a snowy expedition or a horse traders? All of which are probably reasonable. They certainly all look reasonable to me. Snowy doesn't change. I guess between Snowy and Expedition probably looks a little better at this point. And then just how greedy do we feel about, horse traders? We'll wait. I would rather increase my chances of drawing. I guess if they draw good enough and they skirmish or they attack me, then the expedition doesn't do so much. Though I could have potentially drawn the moat, so that would have been pretty nice. It didn't happen, but it would have been nice. So I'm sure they're gonna get to the 5 and take sorceress. I don't think there's any question there. Which they could have done that anyway. They got to the herb gatherer. So me flipping it didn't really make that possible. It just, not more possible or anything like that. Come on. Come on. There we go. I don't know what the last card is. I guess I can figure it out. Which is sort of stupid, but. Draws 2 coppers, estate, 3 pools. There's a pool. It's not a pool. Okay, there we go. It's not a pool. It's not a herby thingy or a. It's probably a copper, to be honest. What herb gatherer? Why did they discard a copper for me? Why did they do this? Why did they toss these things? These bad cards? It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, I think I've decided it's got to be a copper, right? I discarded an estate. They discard an estate. I'm holding an estate. Why did they do that? Oh, it's the potion. Holy cow. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. That's the most embarrassing thing I've done in Dominion in like a long time. That's so bad. Oh my goodness. Oh boy. Wow. That. Oof. Okay. And I even took all that time looking through the log. I didn't actually count out the coppers. I just forgot the potion and had eliminated the other things. Okay. That's no. That's okay. I'm so embarrassed. I mean, I'm kind of embarrassed. I'll be okay. I do have. Why did I do that? I'm so stupid. Why am I so stupid? We could buy another motor again. We can expedition and see if we draw them out. I'm gonna give them another curse or a curse. So bad, so incredibly bad. It's like the easiest card, other than like the moat in the capital city. And they're okay. Those are all kind of the same, except that the potion is not blue, so the moat's kind of the easiest. But the potion was right up there with the easiest ones. Oh no. I think that's just what I get for being a filthy log scroller. I think that's probably just well deserved for that. Why do they discard bad cards for me? It's not, there's no like advantage to them cycling me. It's not like if you toss a copper and then, oh, you discard the moat. It's not like that's, I don't get it. I don't know why you play the pools that way. Hopefully they don't have 5 here. I have snowy moat. Or something. Hopefully they don't have 5 and they can run out of ability to play these kinds of things. What is At least we know I probably won't forget potion, at least for the rest of this game. I might forget something else equally obvious, but it probably won't be potion. That's worth something to me. That's I don't get the pool stuff. It's so confusing to me. I mean, it's not like they have a rogue in there. It's just I don't get it. I just simply do not get it. I will probably not stop saying that also, that I simply do not get it. I don't even know if there are actions left, to be honest. What did they toss? They toss a moot and there's something bad about the expeditions, which is not getting to add. It's also possible that like the last 2 cards are both, you know, coppers or something. They're certainly not both estates. They tossed card. One of them is an estate. Okay. And one's an, oh, one was not an estate. That's not true. So much for my deck tracking capabilities. They're apparently roughly non-existent. But I bet I can name them now. 4 coppers, 1 curse, 1 estate, 1 potion, 1 moat. So there. I guess I'm probably the best deck tracker of all time. Some have said. Some have made that. We can do, well, if we find the moat, well, we can either just leave the moat and be kind of happy with that, or we can try to hit it. Okay, so now, unfortunately, it's moat, potion, copper. We can pull one of them out, but Then that'll put estates back, which is no good. So we're just gonna take our 1/3 and then our 1/2. Okay, let's go optimistic and just say the moat's bottom decked. Okay, we're gonna do that. All right, it didn't work. We're still gonna stay. Wait, did I already discard the potion? Not this shuffle, right? Okay. We're gonna stay optimistic though. Okay, so we're not gonna play the herb gatherer, even though maybe the money is useful. Money's probably not that useful. Going to 7 isn't really that useful. It's okay. So we have a moat on top, which is cool. I think we take either skirmisher or capital city. You really probably shouldn't go optimistic with the wish. You should maybe hedge, right? You should be like guess moat to get some benefit. In case it's I guess maybe not though. Maybe you try and win harder. You know, if you get the lucky draw on the moats down there, you say I'm going to give them the curses and be super happy. I don't know how you would decide that in general. It would be dependent on a lot more than just. I mean, it would depend on the game state in general as far as the scores and the decks and stuff. Like my deck is better, it has 6 pools, and otherwise a fairly comparable number of like useful action cards. They have the skirmishers, which are okay, the skirmisher, which is okay, and then they have the we have the same number of sorceresses. You can Sybil. I guess you buy a Sybil and then you can put it. Maybe I should have just bought a Sybil. You buy a Sybil and then you just have a moat down at the bottom for the rest of the game, and the sorceresses do nothing. Yeah. That could be a thing. It kind of requires you. It's not easy to manage that 100% though, not by any stretch. So maybe not a huge thing, but you know, it might be okay. They drew really well this time. Just given their number of pools, they drew really, really well. So good for them. And they've top deck moat, so at least I don't have to worry about the sorceress guesses anymore. That's kind of a relief, actually. I can just name a province or whatever. Did they get good jokes with their sorceress guesses? What did they click? Let's check. They just guessed copper. That's not very stylish, honestly. I mean, I didn't want to I don't need to belabor it, but it's not especially stylish. What are my odds here of this is actually really bad if I don't manage to draw the moat in my first 5. They're going to double curse me probably, at least one, and then they're going to set it. Well, they could draw pretty bad, actually. That's still a possibility. I'm just going to try and draw more pools. Okay, too greedy. Didn't work out. It's not the worst, though. I mean, as far as these things go, it's really not the worst. We know we have this kind of stuff down here, and then... hopefully Is it because maybe they were tossing? Did I have a sorceress by the time they were doing that? Maybe that's the reason, and I just whined for no. When did I first get my sorceress? When did they first discard a junk card? And when did... No, here, wait, that's me. No. Oh, yeah, buy a sorceress. And then they're like, I don't want them to know it then. Did I, they just always tossed. And I just left it on even when they started. I'm just like, whatever. I mean, they're still, they still have to have it in the opening hand, you know? That's like not, it's not free or anything. They also are not here like any sort of way of top decking mode, unless they just stop their turn, which is, I suppose, also possible, but not super likely. This was a nice pool. We should all be so lucky. The that all makes sense now. Everything is coming clear. I should have given them more credit and not just assumed it was bad. That was short-sighted of me and unfair. It all becomes clear. Except now they've left a copper. Maybe they're confident they'll be able to top deck a moat. They can't really be confident they'll top deck a moat because, well, I mean, I guess they could depending on what their shuffle is like left, but not if you're playing more pools and stuff. They couldn't really know that to be sure. But I guess they have a 50-50 now. Well, I mean, it could be 100%. I don't know if it's a 50-50 or not. It appears it was a 50-50 because this is there. Oh, right. They know the moat's at the bottom. It wasn't a 50-50 because they've already sibbled. They put a moat down here, and then they're not drawing through. Oh, yeah. It all makes sense. Very good. They're going to probably beat me here, and I mean, maybe not, but we don't know yet. There's a lot of game left. But if they beat me, I say just outplayed. They outplayed me. That's what I say. I wonder if I get a guildmaster. Or if you're like, oh, I gotta get more Sibyls. And they can go like Expedition Capital City or Expedition Rogue, Expedition Guildmaster. They have some options. I kind of like Expedition Rogue or Jack here. I hate the silver. The silver is terrible. You can just get horse traders and capital cities and stuff. No, I hate the silver. That's awful. But anyway, we know they're moding. Please turn on mode autoplay. It can't matter that much here, right? Please turn on mode autoplay. Okay, there we go. Whew. I guess there may be some situations where it matters, but did they not react to my skirmisher? I can discard attack them. Why don't they turn on? Not that they necessarily owe me that, but why did they want... I'm so confused. I'm just beyond confused. Maybe they think I'm stupid and will leave the thing on, but I learned now. So, I mean, I guess that's fair. I guess the play of he's probably stupid is fair in my case, but I'm actually just super confused. I'm going to name curse. Nailed it. 100% accuracy. They can hardly believe it. I'm pretty sure. Oh, wait. Sorry. I guess I can just put them both on here. It doesn't matter. What do I have? 8. There is a... I don't even know what it is. I have so many curses. It's depressing. I just put them both. That's got to be the play, right? I should have played the herb gatherer first, though, right? Well, I don't know how much I have in there. I don't know if that would have panned out. I'm not actually sure what I was doing here. Because I may not have found the moat, period. Well, I guess if I don't find it, then it's okay. I don't know how many cards I have in the... I'm not going to ask for all that undo, but I'm just trying to think through it for the future. That's pretty bad, to be completely honest. I could attack, I think. I don't know that there is a good attack to do necessarily. There was a better way to play this turn, for sure. I don't know how many cards I had in the discard, but it was like probably manageable. If I discard first with Herb Gatherer and then play Sybil, I'm going to say it was at least manageable to leave pool. Maybe more junk. It may have been more junk. I don't know if it would have been too much junk, but it would have probably been more junk. So should I go here? They didn't block the skirmisher. So it will attack. So the question is, do I get like a rogue or something? Or if I just get a skirmisher. Man. So they should have one more curse free, and then I don't know. The rest of this stuff is... There's still shot. Still chance. I'll try to play card order stuff a little more careful here so that I can get plus buy. And then I will probably go like Snowy Guild Mass. I don't know. It depends a little bit on how likely I think it is that they have a moat down. Because if that's really low, then I may go for an attack. Go like Snowy Rogue or something like that. You buy another moat, which is fine. We're going to want to figure out a guild master at some point here. I mean, I can just leave the copper. The copper is still bad. If I decide at the end that I want to, that I'm not going to have moat down or something, and I want to try and then we can think about it, but okay. There's one pool. There's more skirmishers. Do we just do it now? Just play the herb gather and try and figure out how to make this work okay? Because there is at least a copper down. Maybe should have taken the card for I just feel like I really need buy this turn. How many cards is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 garbage cards. Yeah. Maybe a problem. How many of the we're gonna at least draw enough to get, aren't we? Maybe not guaranteed. Well, now it's guaranteed. I'll just leave that. Okay, so we have moat. Probably I'm actually going to need to expedition here, unfortunately. What do we got? Moat. Well, I'm not guessing moat, but it's I have 3 curses. Have I discard the estate? It's like the triple again, right? It's like copper whatever. We'll try curse. It seems like the most fun one. Okay, so the buys here, they again don't moat, so there might be something to doing attack stuff. On the other hand, could be like expedition. This is hard. It's 2 junk cards and but I like trying to make them just whiff. And maybe giving more of the curses. They get pretty nice. Well, lab not huge. These past couple of turns were a big deal. I do need buy. I like absolutely need buy. It's like, do we do Snowy Capital City, Snowy Guild Master? There's really not piles that are straight up running. I don't think it makes sense to just like rush the moats. Maybe it's okay for them. They have the Snowy, but last couple turns were really huge for me though. They play their Herb Gather last turn, right? And I don't think it really was. I'm not sure it was worth it. They buy Capital City, which is fine. Okay, they do have moat now. Those are pretty bad. Okay. That was all fairly awful in the end. And we may eat a couple of curses again. I don't know. They can fail to draw. Well, that sucked. And it sucks because we probably need to play the Herb Gatherer. And this is pretty good. But so the question is, do we go like snowy? I still don't know how when to do the expeditions versus like the capital cities. Obviously, capital city also counts for some draw stuff. And maybe horse traders is not unreasonable either. But this could be rough. Also, they see that right off the bat, and I see that, which is awful. So this is not good. Not good at all. But nothing game ending, I suppose. It's just bad. It's just bad for me. I know I've messed play order stuff up here. Like beyond the stuff I've talked about, there has to be even more that I've just mucked up at different points. I don't really think this can possibly be right, this order, unless I'm really missing something. I'm skeptical of it anyway. I don't know. Maybe they're just stopping and putting mode on top or something. But like, or maybe there was just no chance of the pool getting through, but don't you try and trigger the shuffle first? Otherwise, this doesn't really do much for you. I mean, I guess it probably depends on the deck and discard contents. Maybe there's a spot where it matters. Or where it's helpful, but to me it seems unlikely. And then they drive their Sybil and their moat. Now they can play the moat now. They want. Yeah. See if they draw anything or if they just play Sybil right off the bat. It's still a hard deck for them to draw. Mine is also a hard deck for me to draw. You just live or die by the pool hits. I mean, their pool, they get a double lab. They've gotten 2 double labs off their pools. So they get 2 double labs and 2 labs. So I think for their deck, that's gotta be a little bit above average. It's really awkward to get the buy from Herb Gather here while trying to do the Sybil mode stuff. It's really annoying, actually. This is a really interesting game, I think. This is just really a really nice game. I'm gonna eat a couple curses here probably. I mean, at least one. Which is awful. Let's see if we get... If we still draw deck okay, we still are fighting. There's always that. I mean, you can always fight that way. And I'm getting two if they know the other card. I don't know. They probably are a better tracker than I am. We'll see. In a moment. What if I had gotten that potion right? Would that have changed everything? Would it have changed everything? Would it have just changed some small things and we'd be roughly where we are? These questions, you know, ask ourselves. They can't play their buy now, though. What do? Do they just not take buy this turn? Because they can't play either the snowy or the thingy. I wonder why they didn't play the snowy. They should have played the snowy instead of the skirmisher, probably. Maybe even instead of the sorceress, so that's a little hard. Definitely this doesn't do anything. I forgot they had actually left a thing on top of my deck, so, but I should have played skirmisher first there. Welp. That was a turn. That was a turn for sure. We're still in it. We're still in it. We gotta believe. I don't know what we have to believe exactly, but we gotta believe it. That much is clear. That much is apparent. Now in the Sybil, you don't have to make your sorcerers hit. You just put like a action on top, so your pool hits, I guess, draws more. Maybe, I don't even know how you compare that versus the potential discard of something junky. But, you know, when did they rotate these? I'm kind of surprised they thought that Sybil was like more Sybils were better for me. That doesn't seem clear to me, but what do I know? We may have a miss from them here on the moat. It's at least possible. They're going to get their buy though, so they can probably expedition a couple times. Their pools have sort of continually drawn better than I expect them to. They do have more action cards than me. Maybe not by a lot. They have one more moat. Maybe one more skirmisher. I'm not sure where those go. I don't know. Their pools have been pretty brutal from my perspective, because like, I mean, this is a triple, or sorry, a double. This is a lab. I know they may have stopped there knowing that they have the moat. It might have been hot garbage. This is not even going to work either, because I'm going to have to... I'm just not going to have enough actions, and I'm going to draw the... This is no good. one way of putting it. I guess if we don't draw the what's going to happen here is going to be the literal bottom deck. This is somewhat unbelievable. This is 4 scrying pools, Sybil moat, right? If I'm not mistaken, maybe I'm mistaken, but I believe that's the hand here. Maybe I haven't shuffled. Maybe there's another. Maybe I'm counting a. No, I think I'm just wrong. Because there was this sort of deady turn. I'm just wrong. Okay. Great. Oh my gosh. That was my head. I hope that wasn't too loud. That may have been too loud. I'm sorry if that was too loud. Apologize. Oh, it wasn't the moat because I already had the moat. Because I didn't draw. Like I said, I already realized at the end of last turn that I was totally confused about what the deck status was. So I don't know why I kept thinking that any of what I thought was down there was down there. Because I obviously wasn't in a clean shuffle and numerous things had been tossed and whatever. So I'm just full of it, basically. This is me at my worst, but not really. This is me headed there. We gotta turn it around. We gotta win 2 more games. 2.5 more games. And I do continually. Okay, at least this one wasn't so good. Get pretty mad when I see the triple action things on their pools. I'm not sure it's fair for me to get pretty mad. I don't know. But I do get that way because they have, 7 copper. They even added a silver, which was terrible. Obviously, the curse difference at this point, I probably have more non-actions than them. But it's just kind of depressing. Like, this is just, what do you do? I mean, what do you do? So now they're going to hit me with a double sorcerer because they know the last card. And then I guess I probably need to resign if this is all I can contribute to it. But we'll see. So they can sorceress now and get a guess, a guaranteed guess. Like if they're not me, it's guaranteed. And then they can do Sybil and get another one. So I take 2 curses. And they're gonna score a little bit too. They're gonna score 2 points. Presumably they'll buy 2 cards at least. Maybe 3, or maybe 6 points, right? It may be 3 favor gain. Though, I mean, it's one of those where I wouldn't hate expedition from them either. So, like, you do 2 actions, expedition seems pretty good as well. Because you're not like desperate for the favor. You already have a huge points lead as far as this game's concerned. And you're better off just preventing duds. So they play Sybil, get another sorceress hit, put the mode down. They can play whatever it is first. They can play Snowy now, I think. Play Snowy. Play Sybil. Do a sorceress guess. Put the mode on top. Very good. It's all very good. I wonder if they picked something. No, they didn't. We didn't need to work on their style, but their play this game is, like I said, it just has been very good. I don't know that there's a super stylish guess to do there. I mean, you can put the. I kind of like guessing curse for it. That's kind of classic. But the potion. I mean, in general, I'd think just doing things that isn't your most common card are a little bit more exciting. But if I'm Jack, I do, yes, I love those buys. I love those buys. Those are very good. And I don't love them in the way I sometimes love them, which is that I think they're terrible, and I think that gives me a chance to win. I think they're just very, very good buys. To be really mean, they could get Rogue, but I don't think that's... The Rogue is a bit of a fish anyway, and I don't think it probably works out. So anyway, they score a bunch of points, and I'm going to draw nothing with my pools. Yep, okay, good game. Like I said, I mean, I whined about the pools, but they played it really nice. Like, really, really nice. Crank it up. 7 allies. Okay. This is one of those sad 5-2s, I think. What are we doing here? This is actually a pretty wild board. And you probably just have to bite the bullet, and I probably just have to bite the bullet and take Sentinel. What does Barbarian do? Nice, or pretty tough one. This is gonna be... I really wish I had the 4-3. Carpenter Sentinel looks so nice here. It looks so nice. I guess you can try and skip the opening Sentinel. And hope you draw Bobble with 2 coppers and can top deck it on shuffle. Yeah. You could try that. What would you pair it with? A Carpenter still? Or would you try one of these 5s? I could try Barbarian Bobble. I don't know. If they're getting a Sentinel and opening, Barbarian is probably pretty crap. I mean, I guess when they thin, then it hits their good cards, but you can just fix it. Hunter would be cycling, but it, you know, I don't know. Bobble can be drawn at a pretty depressing time as well. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Never mind. Everything. Well, okay, you can still bottom deck it. No. That's not how Coastal Haven works. Thank you, Coastal Haven. Wow. What a good game. The nice thing about Dominion is like you don't have to actually have a brain. You just have to like click the good stuff when it reveals itself to you, which is always helpful. I don't have to actually have the brains to know that I am going to be able to use the Coastal Haven to get the thing. I just need to not have bought the 5, I guess. We'll go Ironmonger, I think. Probably another underling. There may be something to getting 10th at some point. But maybe if you're drawing really well and you think you can like grab 3 garrisons in a turn, maybe in that instance you do it. But otherwise I don't know. At least for the moment, you're gonna want to play your Sentinel over the tent. Yeah, I mean, if you have enough carpenters, there's a world where you get to do. I mean, and if you win the garrison split, then just see you later. Like, I mean, the gains on this board are, you know, completely insane. Draw Sentinel. Yes, I'm so good at this game. Okay. So do we get a second carpenter now? Might be slightly premature. Might be a little premature, the second carpenter. But very soon. Very soon. I wonder if he like if Bobble's good here. I wonder if he'd do Coastal Haven the estate, even though you'd kind of rather trash it. I guess you can remodel it later on. You don't have to trash it. It's not terrible, and you don't. You definitely don't need silvers or silver equivalents. There maybe could be something to doing the top decking. But it's mostly trashing and then go wild on procession. Draw is going to be a little awkward, I suppose. Pretty much forever. But I don't think Bobble is super exciting here. This was pretty much as bad a draw as I could get, but it was still okay. We'll be able to just keep the estate out of the deck indefinitely. Yeah, if you can sneak in a gain and play of a garrison, it could be pretty big. Maybe something you do on a procession, super procession-y turn. They go ahead and take procession, which I think that's totally fine. I don't need actions, but whatever. So the thing now will be basically just having away all this junk and then go hog wild. On procession carpenter stuff. And maybe buy a tent. Not sure. Maybe. Do we think we can do the garrison stuff on the next turn? Is the question. Well, we don't necessarily have to do it right off the bat. This is not clear to me at all. This may be like straight up just like bad. It's extremely unclear to me. The tent, I should say. You can tent if you procession tent. Well, this wasn't a very good turn for them, so that's nice. You procession tent, then you can turn the tent into a garrison. You can procession carpenter or something to get the other one or other two and buy the last one. You can be Mr. Garrison, which I know is something I've always wanted to be. Okay. There are the 2 coppers in here. We get one of them. That's okay. If we had gotten 2, would have been very nice. And maybe we should have waited. There maybe was some better ways to do it. But this is all okay. This order probably doesn't matter a whole lot. Now, I don't know here if we go skirmisher or hunter. think I'll try skirmisher. Okay. This is all fine though. We don't get to play the garrisons, but we do get to own them all. I guess we could let them have one. Nah. You do skirmisher to fight off the coastal haven stuff, but it doesn't fight off the hill fort stuff. Or not hill fort, garrison stuff. So that's always nice. All right, I like buying the tent. I changed my mind. I was doubtful, but I'm for it now. That's a nice hit for them. They still only have one carpenter, right? Okay, this is not good enough. I thought they were going to get to play their other procession on something, but this is not good enough. They also aren't attacking me. Attacking me would have been at least a little bit annoying here. Maybe more than a little bit, but... Because now I'm going to fly. There's some different order stuff we could do here as far as trying to, like, maximize our card draw, but I think we just... Yeah, I don't love the barbarian, actually. I think that's kind of bad. For them, anyway. We need to find some garrisons, but we don't need all of them. Obviously, we can't even really make use of all of them. And then beyond that, we would like to get some hill forts. Would be nice. So we'll keep this one. Maybe we just attack here. What do we think here? There are a few different angles to it. Potential angles to approach this. The question is, like, how much more value is there out of getting a second? If we can get the 2 garrisons down, that's probably just a little nicer. I'm going to toss this one. And I am going to... Well, I would like a hill fort. How much money am I likely to have here? I guess plenty anyway. So we can wait. We don't have to wait. We can still just... Let's do the skirmisher now. And then we're going to play garrison, then procession underling. Okay, yeah, this is pretty much the dream. Draw. Because we did find the other garrison. The upsides here now are not super big. I don't even know if there are any, to be honest. We could pull the Sentinel out, I guess. Not have it be on top, but we don't have Garrison. We're not going to play both of those. Then we'll buy a hill for it. And then we'll... I guess I'd probably get attacked, but I'm going to make enough whatever here. That doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah, that's a totally fair resignation. I don't really know why it swung quite that hard. I don't know if I just got better... crashing draws? I wasn't paying attention. Maybe their Sentinel bottom decked versus wherever mine showed up. I do think, well, I just don't know. I say like one whatever. What are those called? Carpenters? One carpenter didn't seem like enough, but that doesn't mean they had a good spot for a second one. Yeah, this is a lot of split piles. This is pretty nutty. Do we have gang of pickpockets and our only... No, we too late. I mean, I'm probably student old... I don't know. I'm not worried about herb gather buy. I guess you can worry a little bit about control of the trashers in that direction. Obviously, you can get buy from marquee. You may just do double student. I don't know how you... I don't really love the battle plan opening. I mean, it does give you the full... like, because I don't know that you really want a barbarian all that much, but it is kind of sad if you don't have any control over those, so I'm going to take it. So as long as you have battle plan, then you can do some... you can muck around with any of the piles, so... Probably just necessary, otherwise they may lock you out of it, and then what do you do? I don't know how you... I don't even know if you care that much about hitting 5 here. You probably care a little bit. I guess you probably do buy a barbarian. This is gonna be a board, is my conclusion. I don't know what kind of board. Probably just put student on top here. We could also spin and just buy another student. Or buy another battle plan. I don't know. I do not know what the angle all is here. It's funny, you get whatever it is, what's it called? Warlord out, but there are quite a few. There's quite a number of things you can play without running into Warlord issues. So that's nice. I wish I had my battle plan in hand. That looks very good. That looks like a turn I would like to have had. But was not to be. So Surely, if you have an estate, you just trash. I mean, well, actually, surely you just trash whatever card you have. I mean, what is the stop there? Oh, it was the rotation. Okay. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Um, this is kind of ugly. This is moderately ugly. I've spent my thingy. What have I done? Do we rotate something? Does it matter? What are we buying? This is also like a really cool board. I'll just say it now. What are the odds? This isn't, I really didn't want to see the student yet, to be honest. That was kind of not good. Because like I can't. I don't know. I would rather student. I would have rather student be here. Money at least is now a little bit better, though the liaison stuff is still an issue. I could have gotten a contract. That wouldn't have been crazy. The trashing is just not gonna be close. I had enough money for that. That's sad. Well, actually, right now, Warlord doesn't do anything. It doesn't attack anyway. I mean, it's, it's some draw. But it doesn't attack, so. I didn't play my student at all. That's kind of not great. But I don't know that I want a second one. No battle plan. I mean, obviously, the likelihood of collision there was not particularly high. But I wouldn't have complained if that happened. This is all I'm saying. Does who's favored by void? I guess the other thing is, can they get to it anyway? If they can get to it anyway, who cares? Who's favored by voyages right now? Person who can just buy a voyage, or is there some other story going on there? Ooh, they get to do the thing. They have the warlord and the battle plan. They're out there. They buy a warlord, okay. I'm going to rotate the old voyages. I mean, of course they can get back around to them. That's not beyond their capabilities, but maybe we just discard silver and do a double trash. The other thing is, what are the odds of finding the barbarian, in which case we would rather just do the... Well, now they're pretty good. Have I seen my other estate? The answer is yes. We'll rotate those. So we're just gonna trash, and what are we buying? Like a silver or nothing? Sunken Treasure's pretty good. Let's not leave it up. So they, what's the thing behind that? Conjurer? Does Conjurer doesn't do so much here. First gain, I would have rather trashed a Warlord or something. I had my pick, but well, they can get back. Well, they only have one battle plan, right? So they can only do one rotation a turn. I could do 2 wizards, but they can't like rotate on the Warlord. Seems less important here than I would say normal. The duration draw is fine, of course. The attack bar just seems largely inconsequential. There's probably some stage where it's... Conjure would be good if you had swamps. I think the Warlord can be annoying, but it's a long ways from where my deck is right now before it's annoying. So I don't know that buying them off just right away was like the play. So I guess if you get them all, then you just know I'll never do it to you. So maybe that's good enough safety of mind or something. Or I don't know, maybe that makes it worth it. I'm not clear on it. Yeah, they're all about it though. They are all about it. Is there anything nice we could get back around to? So do I take Warlord or do I just go in for the marquee? This is nice. There's not even a good thing to gain. I guess they'll take an innkeeper, but that's just whatever. It's totally fine though. So Barbarian may be big here. May indeed be big. So do I go Specialist? Or do I go Warlord? Or not, I wouldn't go Specialist here, but do I go Marquee? Or do I go Warlord? I guess you take a Warlord. I didn't find my Voyage. I guess there's some awkwardness with Voyage and Warlord. Or no, it lets me Voyage Warlord, or in theory, I don't know that we'll be able to finagle it. But in theory, it lets me do a full Warlord attack against them. Potentially. I think. So that's something. I wonder if I ever buy a contract just so I'm not discarding every single turn. Or if I ever do student. What do we got? We know there's Voyage on top. So we could go for a double trash. I mean, like a student play is a pretty reasonable thing to go for on a Voyage turn, right? I don't know what the last card is, but I don't also think it probably matters hugely. I'm not buying it too. Just don't want to rotate these. What about Conjure? Nah. Okay. So this is pretty nice, actually. I don't have enough to buy anything good anyway, but basically there it gave us a trash. Well, and some cycling. We cycled a bunch of crap cards, actually. Well, I'm pretty down. This is not great. We buried like 2 old maps in the battle plan. That's a little unfortunate. But what can you do? This will be a specialist, I think, for me. There's a world where I get to skip these things. Like I draw the old maps and I just get to, they can't get to the voyage. But unfortunately, I drew pretty bad here and will not get to see it. Unfortunately. Let's say I could have taken a marquee, of course, but let's do a specialist. So they're gonna get a shot, presumably, at a voyage if they want it. Specialist Barbarian could be pretty brutal here. The Conjurer's, I mean, they bought a Conjurer. Conjurer's okay. They're not getting Voyage, okay. But they're going to get Battle Plan, which is a little bit annoying. When did they get a Distant Shore? When did they buy a Distant Shore? I think that's terrible. I do. I swear I do. I mean, why? I don't get it. You could buy Marquee, but honestly, you could have bought Specialist or Swap. I don't like that. I don't like it. I like the battle plans though. I'm gonna try and get the last one. So either via specializing. Yeah, let's just specialist it. Then the other question is, do we want... They're just blowing everything. I mean, they're just opening all this stuff up, which is fun. That'll be fun to mess around with. I don't think there's really exciting Lich stuff to do. Oh, you can get your Warlord back. That's kind of cute. That's not nothing. That's not nothing. That is kind of cute. You can race to get the Warlord back. Or just in general, you can pull Barbarian stuff out. That's pretty funny, actually. Anyway, I am gonna definitely play Battle Plan here. And then I think I'll probably... I sort of wish I had a Conjure, but not... I mean, I'm not dying to have one. I don't know what my odds are of being able to... Well, I got all these silvers, right? So I must have reasonably good odds of getting this stuff. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Nice, 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 nice. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Are we buying a 5 or are we trying to find... Or are we like buying a 4? All of the attacks can do some work. This is a great board. I love this board. This is the best board of Dominion that's ever been invented. I don't really want to put a student on top, but I'm pretty down to trash. We could buy an archer. It's not trivial to play it necessarily for me. Well, it's not that hard either. Here's what we'll do. I will put the student on top. I will rotate the liches. I'll trash, and then I'll buy archer. And hopefully... Oh, there's still the lich voyage connection, right? I gotta remember that. I'm gonna forget it, but I gotta remember it. That's huge. All right, we can play lich and play voyage, and then still... Now, it's, you know, there's some... There are some potential issues. One of these is safe-ish. Which one? Oh, no. How do we... Maybe we're just not doing the lich this time. How do we make this all work? We could specialist the lich. That wouldn't be good. I don't think. Not at this stage. This isn't really... I wanted to draw some crap. Maybe we don't get to do the student thing yet. Or we can just try to draw around to the lich. That's the other option, I suppose. And it was Warlord, so we would have gotten there, but... I think I'm going to leave... Well, at some point you want to be able to get... I want to be able to get and, like, empty the voyages or something like that. If I should have... anything that I should have discarded there, it should have been actually the... It should have been the... What am I trying to say? Nice, nice, nice. This barbarian has been a killer. I think I probably misplayed my turn somewhat, but that's okay. Here I'm still guaranteed to get get another warlord out. So we can trash. Well, we could do this a few different ways. We could either trash Copper and the Thing and the Lich, or we can like try to draw something. What do I even want? Probably the specialist for now, right? Or the battle plan. Because I'll have a warlord in deck. I guess Archer is like means they don't have to worry about gang of pickpockets. I don't think I'll take. Well, this is sort of a funny one, but they probably just have 2 warlords, but I'm not sure if that was all correctly. I should try and get a swap for sure. Maybe I just buy Conjurer. If we can get the Voyage, well, I'm gonna play the Lich. Like, I'm just gonna straight up play the Lich for sure, but this is such a cool board. So they're just taking estates, and they don't have anything to do with them. So they are junking themselves at this point. Maybe if they had a marquee, maybe they can deal with it with like Innkeeper. Like you go big and then you just toss estates out. That's not such a huge deal. But it does limit like your gain in play. That always becomes more awkward whenever you're doing that kind of stuff. I have like 2 goals, 2 primary goals. One is to get as many voyages as I can. I think. And then if I have those, to get as many liches as pair with those and just do. It's actually not totally clear. The lich play versus the actual extra turn, right? That's not totally clear, but it's definitely a good thing to have the options either way. And also you get to steal their cards, which is cool. I'm surprised. I'm a little surprised this is what they chose to keep rather than the warlord, but I guess it's fine. It is. This is a lot more interesting than like similar stuff that happens with like Lurker, because you just have to do a lot more finagling to come out on top of it. I mean, it's still like a random, did my barbarian hit their 5 or not? But the lich aspect of it is just a little more. There's just a lot of stuff here, interactive stuff. It's very cool. But I'm pretty clearly ahead at this point. I just hope I don't blow it. I probably should have gone for the double trash versus the conjure by, to be honest. Would have been trash copper, draw student, trash lich, play archer. I think that probably was a little bit better than what I did, but they technically have enough stuff in their deck to basically get access to anything in the piles. But the draw order of it all is, I think, pretty painful for them. Because they do have like specialist, and I think they technically can get stuff unlocked. Whether they can get it unlocked favorably for them, I'm not so sure. The swap is quite nice though. Innkeeper looks really good, or not Innkeeper. Swap looks really good. Sorcerer looks pretty bad actually. I think it's okay. But it's not what I would take there. I mean, I don't know what's in their hand. But well, I mean, I think I still have more coppers than not. It was a specialist. How are they going to manage their estate situation? I do have to play the Lich. I'm not guaranteed to get the Warlord out of the trash. Unfortunately. I mean, I could have taken it last turn, of course. Though also, if you do Lord Voyage, your Warlord, you only need one Warlord, I think. That was, I believe, a revelation I had in a previous match of this tournament. I could be misremembering, and I won't lie, I don't really fully understand what skip a turn means, and with regards to extra turns and all that other stuff. I'm not 100% there on what any of that means. I think I'm gonna have to specialist the old map, even though it's kind of crappy. I think I think otherwise it's no good. I mean, I just think it's too much risk that you don't find what you need, is basically what I mean by that. And then the question is, do we try and blow up these voyages right now, or do we just bide our time a little bit? We can't actually play them all. I mean, even on a given turn, we can't play them all. Though I have ways to like get rid of them from hand. They're not too burdensome. Or one extra one wouldn't be too burdensome. IMO. I can certainly get like there's just a lot of options. There are a lot of split piles. Okay, well, all these are about gone, so that simplifies that. These are kind of getting there, but aren't truly there yet. So the question is, how easily can they get around to this? And the answer has got to be not super easily. I think I don't go for the voyages yet. And I might just take a sunken treasure, actually. I don't know. That's going to be a little bit of a hard sell over a swap. But I think we wait here. This is already looking sort of depressing. But we have a shot now. Now I think there are enough battle plans down in here that I'm willing to just play this old map. Okay, cool. This order didn't work out super in my favor, but it's okay. We'd rather have the old maps in the reshuffle, of course. What did they discard? They discard Archer? That seems fine, but not hugely important. So we need to get... Where was my shuffle? I guess my shuffle's clean. I shouldn't have discarded copper. I think I should have stopped at the end here, but I shouldn't have discarded copper. That was a mess up. So now I'm going to play this. I think I should have been able to get... I should have been able to get a copper trash and then just stopped and like double or specialist barbarian. So we definitely messed up a little bit. And I should have put innkeeper into the shuffle. The upside of this is we do get some shot at playing Archer, which isn't nothing, but we do get to trash the curse. Okay, so there were some valuable things out of this turn. That's kind of funny that it was forced. Well, I don't think I mind letting them play Conjurer. I don't know. Well, I should say I almost certainly didn't play that board or that part of the board or that part of the turn. Whatever I'm trying to say. I didn't play that turn correctly, would be my guess. Not fully. But it was okay-ish. So I guess I don't need to get this other warlord. It would just be sort of like icing on the cake. I could play 2 of them on one turn and just let Lich disappear my voyage turn. But it's not a deal breaker whether I have it or not. This is a pretty nutty game. I got very lucky in the barbarian. All right. Well, that is allies, and I'll be playing Topher for the finals. Whenever that may occur. But thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all later.